Hi folks, it's me, your boy, and it's also
me, your girl.
Yeah, so there you go. Intro time. Oh wait, you don't have an intro. It's not intro time. This was the intro. You've been tricked.
Welcome to another build. This is a Tuscan farmhouse-villa, and now that Felix has completed the third part of his growth set, I thought that was basically the perfect thing to build, and it's given me a 2-week summer vacation, basically, just from building this. It was very nice.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it. I had a good time. I felt like I was there. Like I was designing this actual place. I don't know. Something about it really dragged me in there this time.
That's good, because vacations are expensive, and but you know, it's funny, The Sims is more expensive, so I don't know if it's worth it for y'all, but
well, you can download this.
That's right, you can download it for free.
But as you've probably guessed from the title, this is only the exterior. So this is another 2-part build, and you're gonna have to wait 1 week. 1 week only.
Oh.
For the interior. And I've also done something so special because I've also included the floor plan in this video. So I've got a few requests to, just do more floor plan related things. Show the floor plan or explain it or like post pictures of it or whatever. And I totally get that because I think floor plans are very hard. Like they're very hard for me to do.
Yeah.
So I decided to record myself doing the floor plan for this, as this is gonna be a very long video anyways. And I thought it made sense to do it in an exterior only video instead of like taking up time in one of my usual videos.
Yeah, I get that. That makes sense to me.
So stay tuned for that at the end of the video. But we're starting with some intense terraforming. Terrain manipulation.
Yeah, that sounds like some xenomorph.
Yes.
Alien.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you ever imagine when you're building something that you're doing it on a different planet?
No, not yet.
Well, don't.
Yet. Talking about the location of this build though, I built this in Henford-on-Bagley. I know that might be a controversial choice. I invite you to place this build in Tartosa instead. This is a 50 by 40 lot, if I'm not mistaken. And there is one in Tartosa that this also looks beautiful on. Like this build looks beautiful placed on that Tartosa lot.
But you're not going to tell them which one?
I think there's only one 50 by 40. It's the one near the waterfall. But I built this here because I wanted a more natural surrounding to this build. And also, right next to this lot that you're seeing right now is where I built my vineyard about a year ago.
So it makes sense.
Which is still one of my favorite builds, by the way. If you haven't seen that yet, I'd like to encourage you to check it out. You should
link it.
I will link it in the end screen. But yeah, I thought this area deserved a build that goes with it. And just what Henford-on-Bagley looks like in this area will really fit my vision of Tuscany and what I wanted the specific surroundings of this build to look like. Yeah, so...
yeah, I feel like already the light in this world makes a lot of sense.
Right, and it feels kind of secluded.
Yeah.
And more...
private.
Well, yeah, less urban, more rural. And that's what this needed in my mind. But again, I've placed this in Tartosa to see, and it looks beautiful. So you can totally go ahead and do that if you'd like. But yeah, this is supposed to be a converted farmhouse, or I guess a farmhouse turned villa, turned a little more luxurious turned away from farming.
So a converted farmhouse
I
is basically
guess.
what you're saying.
But I tried, and this is inspired by an actual build, an actual house.
Wow, an actual build.
An actual house in real life, where the owners did the same thing, where they tried to keep the original charm.
Is it an original Tuscany place?
Yes, it is a Tuscan farmhouse that they now rent out for people who actually, it's like an artist's retreat kind of place.
Mm-hmm. And you basically got it for free by building it.
I guess, yeah. I mean, I'd love to actually spend some time there and paint. That'd be awesome. But I imagine this is very expensive.
Yeah, it's probably very expensive.
But yeah, I thought that was so beautiful, and it went so well with the Grove set that I just had to build it. And I put a lot of details and effort into this because I was really having lots of fun building it. And I had some more time than usual because I was homesick this week. Not homesick. I was at home homesick. Being sick.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought this build really deserved that kind of attention.
Yeah, and it works.
Thank you very much. There was a lot of trial and error involved in this, and I feel like that's how it's gotta be if you use the terrain tools. There's always some fiddling with the proportions and using that smoothing tool that I don't know if anyone's noticed this. Probably, right? You're never the only one. But the difference between the second and third speed level of that smoothing tool is way less than, it's like way smaller than the difference between the first and the second level. Like the first level is great. It's really slow, which is very useful. But then you can't really, like, you have to go, like, the second step is so fast.
It's logarithmic. It's not a linear scale.
It is, I guess. But yeah, so I it's a little bit of a hassle using these terrain tools. But it worked out here. And I think it's kind of cute. I really wanted you to be able to look out from the windows in the house over the pool. Like, I wanted you to be able to look down over the landscape. And by you, I obviously mean your Sims.
Oh, sorry.
Because you can't, you're not there right now. Sorry to tell you. Right now.
I feel like now that it's actually summer in the real world, where the normal people spend their time.
You just let everyone know we're in the Northern Hemisphere.
Oh no. We're in the Northern Hemisphere. And it's summer, and I feel like now these builds are way more immersive because I'm like, this could actually, because okay, I don't know.
It feels real.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone else has this, but whenever it's winter, I just forget that summer like is a thing, and everything summer related is like so abstract for me.
Oh, 100%. I don't forget about it. I think about it literally all the time. Because
yeah, but like,
I miss it so much.
You suppress the memories because it hurts too much to think about it.
It doesn't feel real. I guess it feels like it could never come back, you know? There'll never be another summer.
So it's like you always see like in photos or in movies, you see like the summer vacation kind of places, or you see like, you know, very sunny places. And I'm like, this is not real. This is not where I live. And then summer comes around, I'm like, what? It can actually be warm?
Right, it's like a lack of the concept of object permanence, but with weather.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. So then you know, in the winter I look at these builds, I'm like, wow, this is kind of detached from my reality, but now it isn't.
Who built this? And haven't they looked outside? You will spot lots of oleander on this lot.
I will not. I don't know what that looks like.
Yeah.
What does it look like?
It's this one. I'm pointing at the screen, which doesn't help you, listener.
Yeah, it also doesn't help me because it's a moving image.
Yeah, but this one.
You're really bad at this. Is it the one with this? Okay, yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, it looks
the
nice.
beautiful
I'm probably
one.
allergic to it, but yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, you're allergic to literally every single plant except strawberries.
Except strawberries. So if y'all ever want to get me something, strawberries is all I'm good for.
I want to add that literally was for comedic effect, and it was actually figuratively. You're not allergic to every single plant.
No, I am. It's fine. We can say it. It's okay. I'm allergic to every single plant.
Good. So I used lots of that to fill up this area because it's gorgeous and I just love it so much. And then I've used some plants from Cottage Living and some from My Wedding Stories because it just made sense for the world and the climate that this is supposed to represent.
You think they have a lot of bees?
I don't know.
I feel like there's a lot of plants, so there's got to be a lot of bees, right?
Yeah, but there's not too many of actually flowering plants, and I think you need plants that flower. Is that correct?
Where's the bees?
I've actually done a project on beekeeping once.
Oh yeah, we've talked about this.
Yeah, I also feel like we've talked about this in one of my very first videos.
Yeah, that was forever ago. I don't even remember.
I think you might be right, and there should be bees around. There are bees in the game, but you can place them freely. But that actually reminded me that I wanted to put some animals, like some fireflies and the like, on the slot. And I actually forgot to do that. But before I upload it to the gallery, which will be sometime next week, I'll make sure to put those in.
What the hell is a firefly? Like, I know what a firefly is like, but how come that there's this fly that just is kind of like just a hovering flashlight? How does that work?
That is a very philosophical question, right?
Really,
or are you looking for the biological
Yeah, why do
answer?
they glow? I don't understand. Is it like fluorescent, biofluorescent substance that they have? Or do they glow during the day? Can they willingly turn on and off? Why do I not glow? Is it like some, nuclear thing? Or what?
It's not nuclear.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm very sure. And I think it's bioluminescence, and I can find out right now if you'd like.
Yes.
Do we want to be educational today? Is that something we want to do?
Rarely, but sure.
I do feel like that's something that everyone has looked up at least once, right? I feel like this is a question that one wonders quite a lot.
Yeah, also, what's with the fish that also glow?
Wait, I can't do this all at once, okay? There's only so much knowledge.
Yeah, there's only so much knowledge.
Okay, so the how did I do it is the light of a firefly is a chemical reaction caused by an organic compound in their abdomens. And that compound reacts with air. So they can kind of control it because they can control how much air rushes into their abdomen. They have some kind of muscle, I believe. So that's how they sometimes do these patterns, They create
like Morse code. They want to communicate with us.
Not with you per se, because you're not a potential mate. But they sometimes do it for Romans.
Okay, I dig that.
So,
they got game.
Some females attract males with specific patterns, like flashing patterns.
They hypnotize them.
No, I don't think that's it.
They induce an aneurysm.
No.
No. Okay. Well, is it the lanternfish? Is it the same thing or?
Wait a second.
Okay.
Another reason might be that they want to scare off predators.
They can fly.
Yeah, but also there's a specific type of frog that just eats them. Just eats them so much that it itself starts to glow.
Oh, that is so cool. I want to... Oh, man. I want to eat a bunch of fireflies.
You'd like to be a frog, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Okay, that's not even a question. Who wouldn't like to be a frog?
And then there's some firefly species where the females imitate another species' pattern of flashing, so that those males, which are attracted by that specific pattern, will land next to them to try and mate, only to be eaten alive.
They're simpletons. They don't understand. They can't think like we do. Because they have small brain as opposed to me, who has a medium-sized brain. And then as opposed to dolphin, who has big brain.
I'm quite sure you'd go wherever you see
Flashing lights? Absolutely. Yeah, you've got me down. That's exactly how I do it. I see Also, of course I'm gonna follow the glowing insect that's flying around in front of me. Are you kidding me?
Right, you've seen and read Alice in Wonderland, probably?
I have played Breath of the Wild. It's what you do. Are you kidding me? Yeah, so what about the lanternfish?
Well, this really has turned into biology class, huh?
Also, I feel like we don't need to settle the why there, because I feel like it's just to illuminate, because they're in very dark surroundings, they need to illuminate something to see for some reason.
No, they don't.
No, they don't? Okay.
No, it's to attract other fishes that get eaten.
But why? Other fish, are they stupid? Or... Because it's like the only light source around, and if every fish gets eaten that goes to the light source, I feel like they'd stop at some point.
Let me Google that. So, I'm back from Googling, and I don't think I was entirely right. About that very confident statement that I made. So first off, it's kind of hard to say because...
you can't ask them. They don't speak English.
Yeah, that's the first problem. But also, we still don't know a whole lot about anglerfish biology because they live in waters that are often too deep for scientists to reach.
What?
Yeah. We've only caught a few on
we're
video.
On the top of the food chain. What are we? We can't even get to the fish? Come on, man. Okay, so what do we know?
They live in the deep ocean where there's no sunlight, extremely high pressures, and extremely low temperatures. And actually, only female anglerfish are bioluminescent.
That's unfair.
Well, wait till you hear more. They can't actually be bioluminescent themselves, so they need bacteria that can do it, which they are in a symbiotic relationship with. And the problem is that it's very dark, right?
Yeah, that's right.
It's very dark down there, and it's really hard to find a mate.
I don't know. I haven't tried.
So, because that is so difficult, when a male anglerfish finds his preferred female companion, he grabs on and doesn't let go. And then
That's not okay.
He just bites into her.
Okay.
And then he attaches himself there for the rest of his life.
But then why does she glow? Why would she ever want to glow? Also, I feel like there are other creatures down there who also find ways to find mates. So how does that work?
I don't know. I don't know. That's just...
I thought you talked to an anglerfish.
No, I did not.
Oh, man. Okay, this is some secondhand information.
But also, scientists are still not sure if that's actually the reason, or if they do want to attract prey, which was my theory.
Right.
Or if they want to confuse predators.
But they do not need it to see. Because I feel like they have eyes, right? Because every depiction that I've seen of them, they have eyes.
Yeah, every deep water fish has really big eyes, so they can catch all the little light there is and still see. So that's not the problem.
I don't understand how that works. Also, I don't understand how you see in the water, because you can barely see anything anyways. It's like, you can see like 20 centimeters in front of you?
Your eyes aren't made for that.
Well, I wish they were. And also, I wish I had a lantern on my head. I don't like the thing about the bacteria. I would like it to be electric. Oh man, I could build my... Oh man. Okay, let's move on. There's been a lot of landscaping going on while we've been talking about anglerfish.
Yeah. I utilized lots of cypress trees, because that's just a staple.
You always say these things like I'm supposed to know what that means. I never know what it means. I don't know anything. I know none of the words you used.
Well, again, these ones are cypress trees.
Okay. What is special about them? Can they glow or?
I guess your standard for interesting things is pretty high.
Well, my standard is just if they glow or if they don't glow.
They do not glow.
And then they're boring. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna take that back. There can be interesting things that don't glow, but then they have to make like an interesting noise. Because you gotta admit though that things that glow in nature are inherently interesting. Because it's not something that happens a lot.
Actually, that article that I just read about the anglerfish, that author was like, there's so much bioluminescence all around us. There's certain types of fungi that can do it. That
is also really cool.
Yeah, and then there's fish and bacteria and beetles.
Okay, then I take that back, but I don't encounter a lot of it on a daily basis.
Yeah, me neither.
Like, the only thing I ever see in nature that glows is the sun. And I'm not saying the sun isn't interesting, I'm just saying it has kind of like overstayed its welcome, regarding its interestingness to me. Because it's like, I've seen the sun. I've seen the sun, I've seen the stars, I've seen the moon at night. They look awesome, but I want some more anglerfish in my life. So can you buy them? You can't, right? Because they can't be reached.
Well, yeah. And also that wouldn't be good for them because they need that pressure and stuff.
I can keep them in a pressurized container.
Well, I think they also need the vastness of the ocean.
They can only see for like 10 centimeters, so I don't think they care. They will just...
Why do we always get back to exotic pets?
Yeah, it's a weird tendency, I agree. But, let's not wreck our brains thinking about this too much. I really like the sheet, I guess, that is now a roof of sorts. And I really appreciate that. So, is this like a gazebo type deal?
Yeah, just a kind of pie.
Oh.
I was trying to put lots of places to enjoy this beautiful garden. So seating, right, and some that provide shade and some that are out in the sun. So you can go wherever you desire for your current activities.
Is it waterproof?
I don't know. It's not real.
But would you imagine it to be waterproof?
I think it looks kind of like linen, like texture looks like linen, so I'd say it's probably not. But we're not in the season for rain.
But it's also my imagination, so I can make it up however I like.
Sure.
I think it's waterproof.
Good.
Because it looks very cozy being under there when it's raining.
All right.
And then also in the sun, it also makes sense. So it's kind of, I would just kind of prefer living under the sheet that you fashioned into a roof. Also, I think the couch is very cool under it. That's not like because usually you only have like hard surface seating outside. But this is like a cushioned, relaxing spot, and I dig that very much.
Good. This is supposed to feel cozy and inviting.
Also, if you get out of the pool, you're all wet. You don't want to be in the direct sunlight because that might be unhealthy for you. So you chill on the couch. And then I guess the couch is wet, but that's not so bad. And that's really cool.
Right. But I don't think I could ever decide where to sit. Like, there's so many nice spots.
Yeah. And so you have to have a lot of friends over, and then all the seats can be occupied.
Right. So it might be nice to use this as a rental as well, if that's something you'd like. I just feel like that's a good option if you don't want to have your family move around all the time, but have them experience some new lots. Yeah. And that's kind of a good option. But like theoretically, I did design this with a family in mind, or I guess somebody living here permanently.
I guess we'll have to wait for the interior to find out.
Thank you for that very good marketing. So there's a few more chill, like hangout areas, and then there's a few more structured, maybe dining, more sitting than lying down kind of areas. So there's definitely some spots for having dinner, like a good Tuscan dinner al fresco. Like this area, I really like this. And if you're wondering about that roof, those are some eaves pieces, I guess, that came with Felix's Kyoto set. And they worked really well to get around the Sims construction limits, where I couldn't have placed an actual roof here. But I wanted this area to be covered overhead, and I think that makes it really cozy and nice. This is a place where you could actually dine while it's raining, like a nice summer rain.
Yeah, I dig that. I think I would never dine inside if I had this, I'll be honest with you. But then again, it depends on the amount of bees that are outside. So I could definitely see myself sitting here at times, with the bees or without the bees. I'm not prejudiced, I don't care.
I think they will appreciate that, although you might be thinking of wasps, actually. Those are the ones that usually hover around your food.
That's really annoying. Yeah, no, bees I appreciate, because they're, bees are somewhat chill, they do something, and I can appreciate a good bee. But I'll be honest, a wasp, I feel like sometimes they're just assholes for no reason whatsoever. And I don't think that's very nice. And what I've noticed recently, sometimes when I listen to like a part of the voiceover or whatever, I rarely form coherent sentences. Like when it rarely makes any sense what I say. But I feel like that's kind of my vibe, and I dig that too because I think it's funny. And I somewhat do it on purpose sometimes, but also sometimes I just start a sentence. I have no idea where I'm going with it. So that's weird.
Yeah, I do that a lot as well. I think we all do. It's just not as noticeable in a normal conversation.
I will switch up my stance on something like 3 times within the same sentence, and it's very incoherent. But that's kind of like my humor. And if you don't get it, that's fine. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense.
You're a spontaneous person.
Very much so. A little to my detriment, because I can barely focus. I'm already excited for the inside.
That's good to hear. I kept with the theme. It encapsulates Farmhouse-Villa. Like that's exactly what it is. It's got that nice rustic, it's got that farmhouse, but it's got that villa. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. But here's something you haven't thought about. Okay, so let's say a family lives here with young kids or maybe teenagers.
There's no young kids' rooms in this house.
Okay, then let's say teenagers. There's a vineyard right next door. So they're gonna go over there and they're gonna steal the wine, maybe. They're gonna get into the barrels. They're
just gonna climb into the barrels?
Into the barrels, so they're gonna steal the grapes. Okay. And which, is not great.
It's a grape though. Don't look at me like that.
I don't want to do this anymore. I'm kidding. So yeah, have you thought about this? Is this a safety concern of yours?
I actually have not thought about this. But it sounds fun.
It does sound very fun.
It kind of sounds like a fun plot.
It depends on how old the kids are, honestly. Because if they're like 12, that's kind of weird. Swimming around in a wine barrel at 12, it's like, kind of odd.
Yeah, like at 13, that's fine.
Yeah, 13
that's normal.
Is cool,
that's puberty.
13, you're a teen. Yeah, you're entitled to, honestly.
I'm suspecting that these families are just great friends and they come over there all the time, and maybe they've got some grape juice for the kids over there.
Oh man, you can make so much out of grapes. Grapes are very versatile fruit. I appreciate fruit. Are they fruit? Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Definitely. What besides wine and juice and jam? Is that it?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But that's pretty cool already.
And I guess like pie and stuff.
Yeah, and you can just eat the grapes too. You can use, okay, here's something. You can put cheese. You can eat cheese with grapes, which is also, you know, like, that's really cool. Like a wheel of cheese and a grape.
An entire wheel of cheese and then one grape? How big is the grape?
It's about the size of like a normal grape.
Oh.
Yeah. There's more cheese, definitely. I think there's a little too much cheese involved, but sometimes, you know, I forgot where we were going with this totally, or where I was gonna see. Nothing makes sense at all, like ever. But I do appreciate grapes. That's all I want. That's all I'm gonna say, and that's all you're gonna get out of me.
And that's very nice.
Floor plan.
Right, this is the floor plan. This was a very easy house to do, actually. Usually I struggle way more doing the stairs. But yeah, this was fun. I would have loved to incorporate some platforms into this build. It would have been so nice. Like just having the stairs in some of these rooms would have been a great addition, like a nice architectural detail. But yeah, you can't do that because you can't have stairs directly beneath arches, which is a very annoying barrier that the Sims team has put in, probably not on purpose, probably because there was no better way.
I hope they didn't do it on purpose.
But yeah, it destroyed my beautiful platform plans. So I'm personally pissed about that.
I understand.
Why did I use so many alliterations?
I don't know.
Well, thank you for listening to our ramblings and keeping us company. And see you next week, hopefully. Bye-bye.
Yeah, it's really just ramblings.
Oh shit, I was a little early doing that.
Yeah, you're way too early, so that's why I'm filling this space with this filler sentence right now. But I don't think anyone's gonna notice what I'm doing to trying to fill up the rest of the space. So with that, I wish everybody a nice evening.
Bye.